to come up with many activities. Okay, based on the structure that we have, we will come up with our strategy formulation and so on. You will see later on. Even like what kind of people we should recruit to work with us, okay, and also how we will train them, the training topic, and even and of that here, okay, how we will be right. Okay, so you can take the screenshot. This is the summary of chapter 6. You have only the first box. Here, those small boxes are the summary. Take the screenshot. So if you look at this slide, then you know what we are going to do in chapter 6. Okay? Are you done?
Yes.
Okay. Before we study chapter 6, there is something that I want you to have a look. Do you remember this slide? Chapter 2. Go to market options, okay? This is our company, here we are, and there, that is the market. In order to reach to the customers or to the market, then we have different options, right? Option. Now, focusing on Salesforce option. Under Salesforce option, we have direct Salesforce and indirect Salesforce, isn't it? Direct Salesforce, that is like using our own salespeople to sell the product. But here, indirect group, that is like using middlemen. Middlemen including what? Independent agents and resellers and all those kind of like middlemen. Okay? Now we are seeing again, under sales structure. In the very beginning, we have to figure out whether we are going to use like direct Salesforce or indirect Salesforce. Okay? When we use direct Salesforce, then how we will form the sales structure? Because they are working with us, they are our own employees. Okay, so we'll start with, like, if we choose to use direct Salesforce to reach to the market, what are the options that we will have, or what kind of structure we will use for our own salespeople? So when we go back to chapter 6, okay, here this one, Salesforce specialization. This is the first topic, and here these are the topics that we will study, okay, in chapter 6. Salesforce specialization here means when we choose our own Salesforce, then what kind of structure we will have. And there are two main groups. The first group will be generalization. That is like there is no specialization, everything is general, okay? Generalization, we use geographic area, location, all right, to, by using geographic area or location, and we will come up with a sales structure. Then second group will be, we specialize on something. So we can specialize on product that we are producing and selling, and the customer group that we are trying to reach, and the function of our managers and employees in our company. So we will talk about these two groups. Let's start with generalization or geographic sales organization. So if you look at this example, you guys have it, wait a minute, I cannot remove it. Hey. Wait. Okay, now you look here. We call it generalization or generalist structure. That is the general structure. And if you look at this example, I want you guys to pay attention on the content, not the names. Okay, these are the names in the US. So we can use the names here in Thailand market, in China, in Burma, in India. We can use our local names. So what you have to remember is now you look at here, there are 3 cream colors, right? Starting from the highest level, national sales manager, that is the highest position in this company. This sales manager is responsible for the whole country, okay? Selling activities in the whole country, national sales manager. Under that, now you look at here, there are 3 positions. Central region sales manager, Eastern region, and Western region. So this is the second management level, regional sales manager. Then coming down to the district level sales manager. Therefore, you see that these 3 levels in cream color, okay? These 3 levels are the management level. Then now coming down to the lowest level, the darker colors, different colors. You see the names here. These are the names in the US. So that is something like in each geographic area, the company will assign 1 salesperson. All right. For example, for here, Southern District Sales Manager. Under Southern District Sales Manager, there are 6 salespeople responsible for 6 different geographic areas. That means that under each district manager, there are 6 sales areas, or we can call it 6 sales territories, okay? And 1 person will be assigned in 1 area. We call that a generalist or geographic sales organization because the sales structure is focusing on the geographic area, okay? Each salesperson will be assigned in each geographic area. So that salesperson is responsible for selling all the products of the company to all the customers, but only in that area. If you were assigned in Maryland, then you travel in Maryland, you take care of the customers only in Maryland, you do not places. Okay, so here also the same thing, like Maine. If you were assigned in Maine, then you will work only in Maine. If you have like many products that you have to sell, you sell all of them under your company. The customers, but only in Maine. You do not travel across the other areas. You don't do that. Okay, so this is like you see like very simple and easy sales structure. Depends on the geographic area, you assign salesperson. Okay, usually the very, very large consumer goods manufacturers like to use this kind of structure. For example, like Procter & Gamble, Unilever, okay, Nestle, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, those goods, they use this kind of structure. Okay, so when we come to one, what is going on? Do you hear that?
Yes. Yes, I heard that.
Oh my God, let me check. There's a construction. Actually, it's supposed to be like lockdown, right? There should be no construction. They're supposed to close construction. There are construction workers there. Actually, it's a very huge mega project. They started now. Actually, they have been stopping for like 2-3 weeks already. How can they do that? This kind of COVID situation, and they are doing construction. Okay. So when we come to this structure, but here we have like management positions, okay, management level, and here down there, sales level. This is just the example. For example, here in Thailand, we will also have national sales manager. That national sales manager is responsible for the whole Thailand market, all right? And how many regions here we have in Thailand? We have 5 different regions. Okay, you may take 5, you may take 6. So depends on the different region, then we may assign each regional sales manager. Under that, here in this example, they use district. But here in Thailand, under one region, what will be the smaller area after the region? Region, then the smaller than the region will be provinces, right? So we can have the provincial manager, that is also possible, right? And under each province, then how many districts? For example, Bangkok and metropolitan area is one province. Then under one Bangkok, how many districts we have? You see that? That is also possible. Okay? So as I said, don't try to pay attention on the names. These names are just the names. You remember that in generalist or geographic sales organization structure, the company will divide geographic areas and assign salespeople to work in each area. Okay? Then each salesperson will be responsible for selling to all the customers, but only in that area. If you look at here, New York, there are 2 New York. That means that New York as a very, very big city, they expect like very high sales, very crowded number of the customer. Therefore, they divide New York into 2, and then they assign 2 salespersons. Okay? Now, let's go to the second one. For the second one, Salesforce organization, that is like the structure, okay, product specialist. Now we are going to go to the second one, specialization. Under specialization, the first one is we are going to specialize on the product that we sell. You will notice that the first 3 levels, we are still using the same example, the same 3 levels, but we do not take every available level. Okay, just to make it simple. Now you look at here, under national, we take only one region, Eastern region. So that means that here, okay, under national sales manager, we have Eastern region. Under Eastern regional sales manager, then we have the, district managers in the product lines, okay? So it means that for Central, for Western, we do not include, just to make it simple. So now look, under district manager, you look at here. They are not the sales person anymore. These are the number of the product line. That means that when you use product specialization, you will form the sales structure based on the available product line. Okay? In this example, there are 6 different product lines, and each salesperson is assigned to sell each product line. So for this one here, there are some advantages, disadvantages. Okay, you may read that. You see, like since we assign one salesperson for one product line, that salesperson will become product specialist, right? Specializing only on that line, knowing everything about the product, becoming the specialist of the product, but selling that product to other customers, all the customers. You get the point, okay? So in this case, then it is possible that the salesperson responsible for selling printer may know everything in detail about the printer, but maybe lack of information about some other product. Okay, because his or her specialization is only on printer line. See that? So you see? So even though they become the product expert, okay, for their line, for the line that they are responsible for, what will be the problem? It is expensive, and they may be, calling the same customer like by many different sales people. Duplication of sales call. Duplication of sales call means that printers. You call A bag, you try to sell printer. And your coworker, your friend is responsible for selling calculators. Calling A bag, try to sell calculators. And also another friend selling photocopy machine, calling A bag, selling photocopy machine. That means that A bag as one organization, as one customer, you and your friend, 3 salespeople, for example, from IBM company, calling the same customer. So there will be like some confusion from the customer point of view. Okay, so that we call it duplication of sales call, but you need to use product specialization structure when your product lines are very, very large, diverse product lines. Okay? Then, another specialization will be customer specialization. So the same thing here, okay, the third 3 levels, management level, the same example. But now when we come to the Salesforce level, okay, we don't call it Salesforce. Here, the first one, generalization, geographic area, right? Product specialization, different product lines, isn't it? And what about customer specialization? Of course, different customer groups. We will assign different salespeople to different groups of customers so that they become the customer specialists. Okay? For example, to education institutions, your customers are schools and universities. That's it. You don't sell to hospitals, you don't sell to the retailers. You sell only to educational institutions. That will be different from your friend. Okay? Your friend will be responsible for selling to the manufacturers. Okay? That will be different from another salesperson selling to the retail stores. So you see, in this case then, since we assign different salespeople to different group of customers, our salespeople become like customer specialists. Okay? They become customer specialists. They know every single thing about the customer's needs and problems so that they will be able to come up with the customized solution, right? And this is very, very suitable for applying customer orientation concept, right? Because here in marketing, we don't talk about marketing concept anymore, very broad already. These days, 21st century, we are talking about customer orientation, micro marketing, and so on, isn't it? This is very expensive, okay, but very beneficial for both our company and then the customers. Customers like it. But what will be the problem? As I said just now, expensive, okay? And since one salesperson is responsible for selling all the products of the company, but only to this group of customers, that salesperson might be lack of product information. Okay, for example, here we have many products, okay, and those products will be sold by one salesperson only to the group of customers. Let's say stationery. Under stationery, what do we have? Stationery, we have pen, pencil, eraser, liquid paper, and so on, right? All the products will be sold to, like here, schools and universities. And also those, how to call it, let's say those stationery, okay? Another salesperson will be selling the same product, stationery, pen, pencil, eraser, liquid paper, and so on, to retail customers, for example, like B2S, right? B2S or Trend or all these kind of like retail stores, so that they will resell. See that? Okay. So anyway, that is another type of specialization. Okay. The third type of specialization will be functional. For functional specialization, you look at here. Okay. We will have the division manager. Okay. And sorry. And under that division marketing manager, you see like it can be marketing or it can be just the division manager. Because in the past, sales is under marketing. They combine sales with marketing. Okay. Later on, the companies they just they separated. Anyway, in this example, there will be the division manager under the division. Okay, under the marketing division marketing manager, there are 3 groups with 3 managers. The first group you see industry sales manager, that is the sales group. Okay, sales group, that means that account executive or salespeople, whatever we call. Okay, and there will be the sales manager. This is for selling function, right? System manager with system. These guys are here for support, maintenance, okay, repair, installation. Administrative, and under administrative manager, there will be administrative staff or marketing staff, just the normal employees. They will be providing like training, okay, and sometimes installation also to the customers. If you look at these 3 different groups, oh my God, it's very noisy. If you look at these 3 different groups, they are having different main functions. That's why when we use functional specialization, we will be assigning different groups according to the function that they provide. Okay, before midterm, you study already at the sales, we do selling, non-selling activities, but we do not provide the maintenance service, isn't it? Okay, so that's what we will say. So now the question here is, oh, so you see this table, these are the different types of sales. Oh my God. These are like 4 different types of structure, okay? The first one, generalist or geographic organization, that is very simple already. The other this table, okay, as a self-study. So the question is, which one we should use for our company? Should we use generalized or specialized? So just now, okay, when I mentioned about one by one, you look at the company. If your company produces and sells like many, if your company is a very large company producing and selling many consumer goods, okay, products, for example, like those FMCG, okay, FMCG, consumer goods, convenience goods, then you may use generalist or geographic sales organization structure, this one, all right? Like I gave you the example already, those P&G and Unilever and like Nestle and Coca-Cola, Pepsi, those companies. Then, when would you choose specialization? The first one is, if you have many very, very large diverse product line, then you should go for product specialization. Okay. If your company is implementing customer orientation, following marketing concepts, and you focus on solving customers' problems, okay, specifically detailed, and you go for customer specialization. But you need a lot of resources because this is expensive. And only when you are selling industrial goods, you will go for functional specialization. So the last one, functional specialization, will be suitable only for those companies selling industrial goods. So industrial goods including what? Those like accessory equipment, heavy machine, installation. Is that clear, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, now let's go to the second one, strategic account management. For this one, I think I am going to show you Salesforce investment. Do you guys remember this slide?
Yes.
Even it was in the midterm, right?
Yes.
Workload, and we separate into large, medium, and small, right? Depends on the size of the account, depends on the purchasing power, and so on. So when we look at the large accounts, we have a small number of large accounts, but they have very, very large purchasing power comparing to the other two different groups, right? That was what we saw in sales budget. And here also, guys, remember?
Yes.
Right? ABC count classification. Achieving is 8,000 something, very, very high comparing to the other two groups, right? So when we study that, class A, we call them as large accounts, moderate account, large accounts, main accounts, strategic accounts, remember? So now, the next topic in chapter 6 is going to consider these guys. These guys mean like those very, very large accounts having very, very large purchasing power. All right? So now come back to chapter 6. So the second topic in chapter 6 is, let me close the door. Oh man, it's right behind our condo. Not right behind. There are about two stories. You know, like okay. So now strategic account management. We are going to look at those accounts with very, very large purchasing power, all right? And we are going to find out how we will take care of them. So now look, you look at this table. In the past, we did not pay much attention, like separately, okay, managing the strategic accounts. So here, the previous approach in the past, what the companies had done, and here on the right-hand side, recently, okay, what we have been trying to do in order to serve the strategic accounts properly. We call them as strategic accounts because they are like very, very important to us because of their very large purchasing power. We cannot lose them. We cannot afford to lose them, okay? So you see, like instead of focusing on short term, we pay attention on the long term, the next 2-3 years operation with them. All right, if it is possible, even longer than that. And of course, we will focus on our growth, means the growth and the profitability, benefits and values to each other, right? And usually when we manage these strategic accounts, not only the Salesforce level, we also consider management level. Okay, the management level, sales managers, purchasing managers, even sometimes higher than those, okay, would be involving in the how do you call like the operation. Okay, so page 162. Those who have the textbook, how many of you have the textbook? Okay, listen. If you have the textbook, page 163, strategic account selection. Those who don't have the textbook, you have to listen, okay? Listen carefully. How we will classify them as strategic accounts. There are some characteristics, okay, that the general characteristics used by many companies would be looking at their purchasing power, as I said a few minutes ago, okay? We look at their purchasing power, and based on the purchasing power, those having very, very large purchasing power, okay? You look at the whole total sales revenue. The company's total revenue, from that, the large portion will come from them. For example, the total sales revenue is 200 million baht. Very large portion of 200 million baht. For example, like 150, 160 million baht will come from those accounts. Then we call those accounts as strategic accounts. Okay, so to call them as strategic accounts, those accounts must have very, very large purchasing power. Most of the sales revenue of the company will come from them. That is the first thing that we look, the sales purchasing power. And also, there are some characteristics that they should have. Okay, for example, they must use the buying center. Many people involved in decision making. That means that they use the buying center, right? And also, they have to purchase like centrally. That means that central purchase. I gave you examples before midterm that if you look at those retail stores, chain stores, Top Supermarket is a chain, right? Um, mm, Home Fresh Mart is a, in order to take advantage of like volume discount, because if they order in large quantity, then they get a quantity discount, isn't it? All right. So that kind of situation, those accounts with central purchase, that means that their purchase will be very, very large. They buy for all the branches one time together, and after they receive the merchandise, they will distribute to their branches. You know that, okay? And also, those accounts must have the desire to do long-term relationship with us, because here we are talking about future, okay? And definitely, of course, since their purchasing power would be very, very large from us, they require special attention, special service from us, okay? And in the future, they have the intention to become our strategic business partners. So you see, like, these are the characteristics of strategic accounts, okay? So you as a sales manager, you have many accounts. You look at each account, each organization, and find out what are their purchasing power. Those with very, very large purchasing power, you group, and then you find out, okay, they have large purchasing power, but what about other characteristics? They will buy in very, very large quantities, but are they going to buy only one time, or they are going to repeat the purchase, right? Or some other situations that we consider. Then, if they have all these characteristics, we call them as strategic accounts, and we will arrange something special for them. Okay? Because you see, like, since they are spending so much money on our product and the service, they intend to have like long-term relationships, because intend to have intend to become business partners and so on. We should pay special attention. We should provide special, like small and small accounts, or like type B, type C. Those are like just normal accounts. You see that? We have to separate like that. Okay, so now we come to this one. Sorry. After we know that which accounts are the strategic accounts, then we have to find out how we will serve them, how we will manage them. There are 4 different ways in the textbook. Okay, I put it here on the slide. These are 4 different options. We can choose one that is appropriate to our company. The first one is, as I said just now, okay, those strategic accounts like different characteristics to serve them, to make them satisfied, to provide them special attention, and so on. The first option is using existing Salesforce. That means that you don't arrange anything special. Currently, now you have your own Salesforce, and you are using your own Salesforce. You ask your existing salespeople to sell to both strategic accounts and other accounts. Nothing is special, nothing is new. That means that if you were my salesperson, you were assigned to sell to strategic accounts and also normal and small accounts. That means that you have all types of accounts. By doing so, for the company, very low risk, or there is no risk, because we don't arrange anything special. Very low expenses, because we don't hire anyone else, right? We are using the same Salesforce. So it is good for the company, the low risk, and no extra expenses. But what happened? There will be some problems. That is, you see, like, your current Salesforce is responsible for all types of accounts. And if you look at the characteristics of strategic accounts, they want special attention, right? They want special attention. They want to be the strategic partners in the future. It is possible that your salespeople might trick them. That means that your salespeople might be giving them the same service like other type, how do we call it? Not type, other moderate and small accounts. You know what I mean, right? What we should do is, for those strategic accounts, we should be providing special services, but since salespeople are responsible for selling to all different types of accounts, they may not pay special attention. They may be treating all of them as the same. Do you remember the example ABC account classification? Come back to this table. All accounts should be called as strategic accounts. Remember that? Because they are having like very, very large sales. Each account, each call, one call, the sales is like almost 4 times compared to the second group. But what happened? Number of the sales calls. In this example, A, B, and C making the same number of calls. Remember that, guys? When we study, right? When we study ABC account classification, we study that our first priority should be class A with the largest sales. We should make as many calls as possible. If we use our existing Salesforce, okay, and existing Salesforce will be responsible for all A, B's, and C's, all different types of salespeople. It is possible that our salespeople may treat all of them equally. So those class A strategic accounts, major accounts, they will not be happy with the service. That is possible. Is that clear, this one?
Yes.
Okay, second choice. So what else we can do? Second choice is management will sell to national accounts. This is, I just copied from the textbook, okay? Second one is telling us that the salesman manages strategic accounts, and the Salesforce would be selling to the normal, moderate, and small accounts. National accounts, strategic accounts, whatever we call, we are talking about the same thing, strategic accounts. So by doing so, okay, the manager will be managing Salesforce and also selling the product to the strategic accounts. Our salespeople, Salesforce, they don't have to worry about those big guys. They will be focusing on moderate and small accounts. So the advantage here would be keeping the management close to the customer. That means that the manager will not be sitting in the office anymore, right? Manager will be also communicating with the large accounts, strategic accounts. The manager will be the feedback from the customers, right? And good for the customers because they can get the decision making, okay, and also other necessary services from the manager directly. They don't have to wait for longer time. But the problem here is when the manager is responsible for selling to the strategic accounts, the manager might not have enough time for managing Salesforce. Okay? Because you see, like managing Salesforce, like starting from like recruiting and training and some other like issues, sales forecast and everything. And now plus selling the product. Okay? So manager might be lack of time. The third option is using the separate Salesforce. That is like you separate your Salesforce into two groups. One group taking care of strategic accounts only, and the other group would be taking care of like moderate and small accounts. This is more aggressive, more expensive because you see, like to come up with two separate Salesforce or two separate groups, then we have to hire more salespeople, right? In this case, what we can do is to reduce the expenses. we can look at our company first. In our company, now we are talking about sales department, right? But we are dealing with what? We are also dealing with customer service. We have administrative staff to help us. So you see, like in case in our sales department, if we need some more sales people, we will look at those other staff employees in the company, in our company, okay? For example, some from customer service or from administrative. If we see that they might be able to sell the product, then we will switch them to come to sales. Because they have the product knowledge already, they have the company policy, and they know everything about what we are doing. They are lack of only selling experiences. By training them, we can make them becoming sales people, isn't it? That is a promotion for the staff, because you see, like, if you sell the product, usually you get commission. If you work in the offices, like customer service, marketing, administrative, you get salary and bonus, that's it, no commission. So usually you see, like, when the company employees are transferred or shifted to sales department, when they become salesperson, they think of it as a promotion. Okay, they like it. We can do that. So that is the third choice. Okay, but if you look at your company, there is no other suitable employee, you cannot find anyone, then you may recruit some more from outside. Okay, expensive but effective. The last one, sales team. To sell to those strategic accounts, we can also use the sales team. To the strategic account, but this is only for very, very complex, complicated selling situations. This is only when you sell industrial goods, heavy machine and equipment and installation. All right? So listen again, I'm going to wrap up, okay? For selling to the strategic account, we have 4 choices. The first one is using existing Salesforce. Nothing is special, nothing is arranged. We use the same Salesforce to sell to the strategic account plus other accounts. Second choice, sales manager will be selling to strategic accounts. Salesforce will be selling to the, moderate and small accounts. The third choice, using separate Salesforce, one Salesforce, one group will be selling to strategic accounts, and the other group will be responsible for the other types of the accounts. And the last one, sales team. The whole team, including what? Salespeople, engineers, technicians, customer service, they work as a team, and they will be selling to the strategic account. So the question is, Ajahn, how do we know which one we should choose? Listen, okay? If your company is a newly established company with limited resources means in terms of financial, in terms of technology, in terms of human resource, whatever. If your company is a newly established company or just startup company with then when you start growing, you might change to the others. And if you look at the strategic account, and the number of the strategic account is small, you don't have many strategic accounts, then you can use the second choice. That is like the sales manager will be selling to the strategic account, but since the number is quite small, your manager will be able to handle it. And the third one, separate Salesforce. Your company has a lot of resources, well, and also you have many strategic accounts. So you should go for separate Salesforce. You can do that because of your strong resources, strong financial human resources. And the last one, as I said, I think this is the third time. The last one, sales team. Only when you sell those complex, complicated product, selling situation will be long. Usually the products are heavy machine and installation. Can you guys follow?
Yes.
Okay. Any questions, guys, about this? Then now, come to the third topic. The third topic is telemarketing. Actually, you guys study in personal marketing, introduction to business. This is your self-study. Now look, under chapter 6, for telemarketing, you have 2 slides. Okay? You have 2 slides. The first slide is when you should use telemarketing. Okay? For example, if you are going to manage your existing account, you call them because they are existing accounts already. You don't need face-to-face meeting. Okay? You call them, or let's say for promotion support, for customer service, whatever, you can use telemarketing. So this is your self-study. All right? Here are the activities, and this is the explanation. And also, of course, advantages and disadvantages of, advantages and challenges of using telemarketing. All right? So these 2 slides are your self-study. Okay, guys?
Yes.
Okay. Now, let's go to using independent agents. Remember, very first topic in chapter 6 was talking about using our own Salesforce. Using our own Salesforce, we have generalization and specialization. And now we are going to talk about using outside independent agents. Okay? We should know when we should use our Salesforce or outside agent. There are 3 situations that we will consider. All right? So let's talk about the first one, economic consequences. Economic consequences or economic consideration, whatever we call, okay? That is, where is it? 167, 168, okay? Listen, guys. When we study chapter 2, we saw the definition about the independent agent, right? Now I change the slide. Look at here. Indirect Salesforce. Indirect Salesforce, here we have independent agents, isn't it? Okay? These independent agents work independently. That means that they are not the permanent employee of any other company. They work for many suppliers. It is possible. We have to allow that because they are independent agents. They work for us. They help us selling our product. They help other suppliers selling their products as well. But something to be careful, okay? If you were the independent agent, you can represent many suppliers. You can sell products of many suppliers. But those products must not be directly competing products. You cannot sell competitors' products. You cannot sell Coca-Cola and Pepsi together. Okay? Since you are the agent, middleman, you do not carry the inventory. You do not carry the stock. Okay? You are just in the middle between the seller and then the buyer. You will just help them distribute the product to the buyer. It will work under commission basis. Depends on the sales revenue that they achieve, the commission will be paid. Okay? So in this case then, what are the directly competing products? What are the substitute products? Think about it. For example, my company produces and sells different types of coffee and tea. I have coffee powder, coffee seeds. I have 3-in-1 coffee, fresh coffee, okay, and also like cold coffee, for hot coffee. Okay, just make it coffee. It's a lot already. So that's what I am producing, selling. You cannot another company product together. You cannot, because I as a coffee producer and another company as a coffee producer, we are direct competitors. You know that, okay? So if we look at here in Thailand, we have many coffee brands, right? For example, we have Nestle. So if you are selling Nestle, then you should not sell Moccona. Because Nestle coffee, Moccona coffee, these are the direct competitors. As I said, if you are trying to distribute Coca-Cola product, you should not sell Coca-Cola and Pepsi together because they are the direct competitors. But you can sell substitute product or complementary product. So you can sell coffee, different types of coffee of my company. And you can also sell sugar of another company. You can sell coffee cream and milk, condensed milk of another company. You can sell bread, cookies of another company. That's possible because these are complementary products relating to each other. Is that clear?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. In this case, if you are distributing Coca-Cola, you have Thai Namtip and you have them distribute Coca-Cola, then you are not supposed to sell Coca-Cola and Pepsi together. But you can sell Coca-Cola and you can sell Coca-Cola, that is a soft drink. You can sell Johnny Walker, that is a alcohol, right? You can sell like some other chips. You get the idea, okay? So if you were the agent, there are some laws and regulations that you have to be careful, okay? You cannot sell the directly competing product, but you are allowed to sell substitute or complementary products. Okay, now, when we go to the first one, consideration. Oh, look at the time. We have 10 minutes left. I will come back to this slide in the next class, okay? Let's talk about second one first. So just now we saw some characteristics of independent agents, okay? That they work based on the commission, depends on the sales that they achieve, then we will calculate the commission for them. They are not allowed to sell directly competing products, but they are to sell how to call like
โจ้ขอโทษ
and when we should use
ขอโทษไม่ตั้งใจ
What did you do to me? Did you do something? Fumin?
I'm so sorry ครับอาจารย์ I was no nothing ครับ I was disconnected sorry
No, you were apologizing me. You were apologizing something?
oh sorry nothing ครับ nothing ครับ sorry
Oh. So thinking about when we should use our own agent, our own Salesforce or agent, there are three situations. We will come back to economic consequences in the next class because there is a calculation, okay? Now let's talk about level of control. When we come to level of control, you see, usually sales managers like to work with our own salespeople, their own salespeople. Because since own salespeople start from recruiting, selection, sales managers will be selecting very, very carefully, okay? And also there will be company policies and procedures rules and regulations salespeople will have to follow. At the end, there will be the performance evaluation. So it's easier for the managers to control their own sales force rather than outside agents. For those outside agents, they work for many suppliers possible. In this case, then, sometimes they may not pay attention on our product. So when the sales are getting low or when we start losing customers, then how are we going to control them, right, for the agent? So what you have to think about is, okay, for our own sales force, no problem. You will study in chapter 13 also, performance evaluation, easy. But independent agents, the way we will control them would be using commission. You may say that, oh, Ajahn, if they are not doing well, just change the agent. So if you want to change the agent, think about it. This agent will come with his or her own customers already. If we change the agent, we stop using current agent, then what happens? The customers are gone with that agent already, right? And when we look for a new agent, there will be transaction costs. And looking for the new agent, we lose sales and profit during that period. And if our products are like complicated products, like machine, equipment, then the time, the training period. So during that time also, you see like recruiting time, training time, during that period, we have transaction costs. We lose sales and profit. It's not worth it. So another thing is like, if you can really get the, the best sales agents in the industry, you cannot afford to lose them because they are the best. So what would you do? The way you control them would be, you pay them higher commission than other suppliers. Because of higher commission, they pay more attention and they pay, they will be helping into the other suppliers. This is what we can do. Okay, so changing the new agent will be your last choice because it is expensive. We have transaction costs, we lose sales and profit. We don't want that. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay, the third situation is market condition. For that market condition, this is your self-study because you see this table. Okay, these are the market conditions. If we see one of them, some of them, then we should know that we should use agents. For example, buying is decentralized. That means that chain store. But top supermarket Central Chillom branch will be buying something separately from other top supermarkets from other central stores. That means that decentralized. Buying decentralized, branches will be buying separately, branch by branch. They are doing their own purchasing process. Okay, decentralized. Then the purchasing power will be smaller, isn't it? Okay, so the customer, if they are doing decentralized buying purchase, then we should choose agent. Or look at our company. If our products are not too much, we have only a few products to sell, then we can use agent also. Because selling a few products, but when we use our own sales force, using our own sales force is very expensive. You studied that already, right? Because we pay them fixed salary, bonus, and also the commission. But for agents, if they can sell the product, we pay them a lot because of the high sales, high commission, If they can sell only small amount of money, low sales, then the commission they get will be also low. If they cannot sell at all, they don't get any commission, isn't it? All right. So you see, like these are the market situations. You read through. If we see one of those situations, some of the situations, then you should know that we should choose agent only. Okay, guys?
Okay.
So here, economic consequences, then that will be for the next class because we have a small calculation. All right? Any question up to now? We are about to finish chapter 6. Only one topic left. Any question, guys? Anything you want me to repeat? Right. If there is no question, then before I let you go, can you guys type in your names, IDs in the chat box, please?